What do we have for Cancer, please? High Priestess, Pisces energy at the foundation of the reading, Cancer. Cancer, I feel like you have some sort of inner calling that is really guiding you to step into some sort of new beginning. Now, the High Priestess at the foundation, at the root chakra of the reading, is telling me that this has something to do with the stability of your life, and or it has the potential to shift the stability of your life. So, for example, you could be feeling called to start a new business, to start a new project, to go down a certain path, maybe partner up with somebody, or maybe even move to a new location. But there's also something here that I'm getting intuitively surrounding this energy, which I feel you may be coming up against. And I feel that it's some sort of pushback that could be coming from somebody in your environment, from some sort of opposing force in your life. And Spirit is really asking you right now to lean on your inner knowing, what you feel is best for you. You know, you can't make yourself and other people happy. You really need to focus on what makes you happy. And those who are truly happy for you will be happy by default. So with that in mind, you really need to start auditing, I feel, your environment, your friendships, maybe even connections that you have with people in your family that you're feeling held back by. I feel, Cancer, you have been under this sort of idea that you need to make everybody else happy. And as we go into 2026, this is something that Spirit is really asking you to release now and just focus on what makes your higher self happy. And this is a really interesting vantage point to take, because even though your higher self is still you, it's like you're putting it off on something else, something outside of you. So it makes you feel like you have something to live up to by some sort of outside force. And I just heard coach. So it's like looking at your higher self as your coach. You're trying to please your coach, right? But it's still essentially you. Your higher self is just a wiser, more experienced version of you. I like to think of our higher self as future us, right? It's us a little further into the future, maybe a few years down the line. So that version of you has already experienced everything that you're going through right now. What do we have at the sacral, please, Spirit? Queen of Swords, air energy at the sacral. Now, I feel the Queen of Swords here is asking you to also balance between your intuition and what you know to be true in your everyday waking life. The Queen of Swords here is an energy that's very grounded in reality, but there's also a sense of mysticism there, a sense of fantasy there, but you're just stripping away everything that you know does not work and moving forward with all the things that you know are going to serve you on the path moving forward. Simply put, I feel that you have gone through these cycles enough now to know what's actually going to serve you in this new beginning. It's like there's been a lot of trial and error. You've gone down all these different paths, and maybe you've hit walls, maybe you've had failures, maybe you've had people say no. But now, as you step back, you can look at all of these different paths you've gone down, and I feel that you're at a point where you can actually narrow it down to what is actually going to pull through some sort of breakthrough here. It's like all those no's, all those failures, all those roadblocks have actually served you in some capacity here. And I always like to say that failing at something is the best way to narrow down your options to what actually works for you and saying, you know what, I think we're going to get it this time around. And that's exactly what I'm getting here from you, Cancer. So this isn't something that you're stumbling upon. This is something that has been a long time in the making here. What do we have at the solar plexus? The moon. Pisces energy at the solar plexus. Now, I'm getting a couple of messages from this moon card. The first one is that you don't even see something coming here. I feel that a lot of you are so used to not seeing movement in a certain area that when it actually comes through, it's going to be shocking. But I think that you have just forgotten that you've still been grinding away in this space. So it's almost like the divine snaps their fingers and says, Cancer, wake up. Are you ready? And you're like, well, what? What do you mean? And the divine says, well, we've arrived. We've been traveling this entire time. You're like, oh my God, I've been working away for so long. I completely forgot what it was that I was actually working for. And this just really is a testament to how focused I feel you've been, Cancer. You've been so focused that you've lost yourself in the focus. And then the other message that I'm getting from the moon card all has to do with your intuition. There's some sort of inner knowing that you have that this is the direction you need to be going. And this is also pairing up with the High Priestess. Both of these cards represent your subconscious mind and your intuition. And this is right here at the solar plexus, which is all connected to your self-confidence and your drive. So it's to say that your intuition is what is steering the ship here. Shut out outside noise, other people's opinions right now. You know, Cancer, another thing as well is that this path you're on, I don't feel that anybody in your environment, anybody you're connected to, anybody in your family, nobody's been down this path. So to take advice from people who have never been down a path that you are making your way down doesn't even make any sense. And it's also very telling about those people, right? To think that they can give you advice on a path that they themselves have never actually been down is very interesting. You know, this isn't going to be for all of you. You know, there are some people out there that genuinely want the best for you. This isn't what I'm picking up here, okay? There's people here who are actually trying to control the outcome. There are people here who may actually be threatened by you achieving something that they haven't achieved yet. And unfortunately, this is very common in family dynamics, especially in this generation that we're living in. Okay, because a lot of these older generations that are around now have a lot of narcissism that ran through them during this time in history. It's not really their fault. It's just the way they were programmed. And so a lot of these people actually compete with their own family members. So rather than try to come against these energies and try to have an exchange of words with them, it's just best to really see this for what it is and keep moving forward on your path despite what they think or say about it, okay? And I'm also getting something here about moving in silence. Now, I'm seeing the Seven of Swords in my mind's eye. The Seven of Swords can be seen as an energy that is sneaking off. And I feel for you here, it's an energy where you're just essentially moving in silence. You're implementing these ideas, these plans, without the need to tell anybody about what you're doing because you know you're going to be met with some sort of pushback here. And then right on the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups is really reinforcing this message because it's an energy that is very stoic. It's unreactive. So it's to say that you don't care what anybody else thinks about what you're doing now because you understand that it's not coming from the greatest place. It's coming from a place of envy and or jealousy. It's not coming from a place that wants to actually see you be great. And then right underneath that King of Cups, we had the Five of Cups. So both scorpionic energy here. I feel that you are in the midst of some sort of transformation, which is very much Scorpio energy. But the Five of Cups here, I feel, is representing these outside energies. It's like they feel like they're losing if you win. What do we have at the heart, please, Spirit? Emperor, Aries energy right there at the heart. Okay. You have something, Cancer, right in the palm of your hands, and this is going to lead you to some sort of stability. I feel that you are preparing to step into this season, let's just say 2026, where you're going to start the first phase of building some sort of mini empire and or your success, your advancement in your life. It's like these are the beginning stages. And that Emperor is right there at the heart chakra, which is giving me a couple of different messages. So a blocked heart chakra is an energy of somebody who holds on to resentment and bitterness, and this can really close you off to the rest of the world from allowing new opportunities to come into your life. And then I'm also getting a message regarding overactive heart chakras, which is an energy of jealousy and codependency, right? It's like you trying to please people who are actually jealous of your own advancement. So the message there is to bring all of this into balance, right? It's an energy that, again, is very unreactive, like that King of Cups. It's an energy that's very unswayed, that's very peaceful, that's very tolerant of these surrounding energies. And for those of you that just can't get away from certain energies, this is exactly the message that you need. You're going to have to learn how to put up some sort of emotional shield. Essentially, just another way of saying, don't allow other people's projections of themselves to hinder your growth moving forward. What do we have at the throat, please? Ten of Pentacles, Virgo energy in reverse. I can't emphasize just how important it is for you to shut out these external energies, Cancer. It's literally going to make or break you. You know, I mentioned that these individuals may be projecting things onto you, which is really just speaking more about them than you, right? And sure enough, we get the Ten of Pentacles in reverse at the throat chakra. Now, the Ten of Pentacles is what you're working towards here. It's your legacy. This is the empire, right? But it's in reverse. And this message couldn't be clearer. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse is speaking about some sort of decision that you're being faced with, Cancer. It's to say that you're going to reach a point on your path, if you haven't already, where Spirit says to you, hey, Cancer, we have this for you. But we need to talk, okay? We need to sit down because there's a reason why this hasn't come through for you earlier, and it has less to do with you and more to do with your environment and the influence in your life. This is Spirit saying to you, it's time to decide, okay? There is an energy around a lot of you that is influential enough in your life that it could literally stop this Ten of Pentacles from coming through and shift it into the reverse. So you need to decide on your legacy or jealous, unsupportive, envious family members and or friends, take it as it fits, that are in your life at current. Some of you have already moved on from this, and you're actually seeing the growth in your life now. And you could say, yeah, I did actually have to do this. And now I'm actually starting to see the success come through. And for others of you, this is the message that you need to implement to be able to shift into this new timeline. You know, the Ten of Pentacles is the wealthiest card in the tarot. And this couldn't be any clearer. It's coming down to your success and toxic people in your life that refuse to do the work on themselves to be able to meet you on your level. It's like you have leveled up to a certain point in your life, Cancer, and these energies can't keep up. So rather than trying to support you and or do the work to meet you on that level, they'd rather try and hold you back, right? Crabs in a barrel mentality. We all know what this is. It's something that's very real in this world, and we all deal with it. And a lot of the times you don't even realize you're dealing with it until you start to go toward that success. Until you start to go towards that inner calling and you feel something tugging on your energy. Oh, what is that? Oh, I never even realized so-and-so was jealous. I never even realized that this family member didn't actually want to see me be the greatest version of myself I could possibly ever be, because they feel that if I step into that energy, it would be eclipsing what they've actually achieved in their own life. What do we have at the third eye, please, Spirit? King of Pentacles. Wow. There it is. There is a tremendous amount of wealth and abundance on this table, Cancer. But in order to become the Emperor, you have to step into that energy of authority. See, a leader doesn't allow themselves to be swayed by the opinions of others, doesn't allow themselves to be held back by jealousy and envy. And the interesting part about this is most leaders have gone through exactly what you're going through right now. It's a part of becoming a leader. That's why you're being positioned in this space, because you have done the work to actually get there. And not a lot of people can do this. You'd be surprised how many people in this world come to realize that they're being held back by the people in their environment, and they allow it to happen. They just give up because they feel like it's too much work to actually break away from certain environments or certain kinds of societal norms and generational conditioning. But this King of Pentacles here is telling us that you pull this off. And it's right there at the third eye. Third eye is all connected to your intuition, right? So these are actually in each other's home positions. The High Priestess would be at home at the third eye, and the King of Pentacles, Capricorn energy, would be at home at the root chakra. So you are using your intuition to guide you towards your wealth. The King of Pentacles is also an energy that is very disciplined. So that could be speaking about what you need to implement in your life right now, Cancer. I'm hearing something about you streamlining your schedule as you move into 2026. You know, Cancer, something that I've been doing for a really long time that really works for me is putting together my schedule a month in advance. I've been doing this for several years now, and it's actually allowed me to get success in my life because I know what to expect. And it's not to say that everything on my schedule stays according to plan. Things shift around all the time. But if you can sort of get things pinned down and then aim to get as close as you can to that, over time, you'll start to see a lot of growth in your life. Another thing that I do is make a list of everything that I want to accomplish every single week. And I usually put too much on there. And what I'll do is shift the things that I wasn't able to accomplish to the next week. And the whole point of that is that even though you know you're not going to get to some of those things, it's still in your mind. So it's like you're priming yourself to get to it eventually, right? Say you want to accomplish something 2 or 3 months from now, start putting it on your lists now. So you're priming your mind for it. And I'll also categorize a lot of the things on the list in terms of how important they are, how difficult they are. And this allows me to feel a certain sense of accomplishment at the end of the week when I look at that list and go, man, I finally did that thing, right? And that's what I'm getting here with this King of Pentacles. In Cancer, I just got another message with this 10 of Pentacles at that throat position in regards to other people's opinions about the moves or decisions you're making right now. It's very important that the only validation you're seeking in your life right now, to repeat, is from your higher self, from the divine, from your intuition. There is no person in your everyday waking life that can tell you how this is actually going to turn out for you. This is between you and the universe. You're co-creating something here that needs to be kept private and needs to be handled in a very intuitively systematic way. And this is speaking about you integrating your gut feelings and your intuition with a structured, step-by-step, logical analysis for better decision-making. What do we have at the crown, please? 5 of Swords, and then the King of Cups popped up again here. Okay, so he's shown himself a couple of times, which is really just speaking about your reaction to all of this, right? It's like that is sort of hovering around consistently in the back of this message here. Now, the 5 of Swords at the crown position is giving us a really strong confirmation surrounding this message in regards to terminating any of these unhealthy relationships in your life, really allowing yourself to be open to change, releasing resentment, releasing any sort of bitterness that may be holding you back, any sort of limiting beliefs right now, and just move forward in peace, move forward completely cleansed of any of these old, outdated belief systems that are not serving you any longer on your path. It's to say that the universe is wanting you to start with a fresh slate, but it's in all sectors of your life. This is a massive change that the universe is encouraging you to implement right now so you can give yourself a fighting chance in this new beginning that I'm seeing here on this table. What do we have at the foundation, please, for Cancer? The Star, Aquarius energy at the foundation. Very interesting. So by default, I read the Star card from this deck like it's in its shadow, like it's a reversal. Now, the Star card upright speaks about some sort of miracle taking place in your life, but it's not something that just fell out of the sky. It's a miracle that is unfolding in your life because you actually implemented certain steps and or decisions to allow it to happen, right? I feel that miracles are something that we can all access in any given moment because based on the message that I'm seeing on this table, it's something that you gain access to by listening to your intuition, which can make it feel kind of magical, right? Wow, I listened to my intuition and all of a sudden this happened in my life. It's a miracle, but really it's not. You just listened to your inner knowing and it came to pass. So again, it tells us that a miracle is actually something that you can gain access to much more often than you think. Now, this Star card from this deck is an energy of sabotage. So it's further reinforcing that there's something here, someone, some people, some mindset, whatever it is, right? For a lot of you, it's going to be a multitude of those things. It could be environments that have led to a mindset. And this isn't to say that you're a victim, okay? You're only a victim if you don't do anything about it. When you actually do something about it and say, you know what, I'm not going to allow this anymore, I'm going to self-empower and move forward, you're not a victim anymore, okay? A victim is somebody who stays inside the energy, marinates in it, and thinks about how badly done by they are, right? But that's not what you're going to be doing here. You're breaking free of this energy. Victimization is actually shadow Cancer energy. And I feel, Cancer, that you're dealing with situations where people are literally trying to bring out the worst in you. They're not trying to bring out the best in you because, as we concluded, you being your best you threatens them in some capacity. It makes them feel less than. It makes them feel small. It's like they feel beneath you. Even though you don't look at it that way, that's how they see life. That's how they see life. And what do we get? The Seven of Cups. A leopard cannot change their spots. You need to be honest with yourself, Queen of Swords, about who and what it is you're dealing with here, okay? A lot of you may be in situations where you think that you can take people with you, you think that you can change people, you think that you can get people to see the light. And it's just a testament to how big of a heart you have, Cancer. But at the end of the day, you have to cut the cord. And that's really the underlying message to all of this. You can't focus on people that are lost. Focus more on your own awakening and other people that are awake. Really, only an act of God can help people that are lost. Think about what caused you to see the light. Think about what has helped you and supported you. It's your own intuition. It's your inner knowing, right? Which is speaking about your connection to source. I like to think of our intuition as a sort of channel, and it connects us directly to source, God, the divine, whoever you look to for your supreme being. It's where we get higher knowledge. And a lot of people haven't done the work yet to open up that channel. Even though everybody has access to it, people don't spend the time necessary to fully bring their intuition online like you have here. You know, and a lot of this has to do with the fact that we live in a world where people need to see something actually materialize before them before they take action on it. And the Seven of Cups here is really speaking about the lack of commitment issues that people have to be able to get themselves to the level that you have gotten yourself to now. And what you'll find is the further you make your way down this path, the more difficult it is to be surrounded by people like this, because there's never really any true support that they can give you for this path you're on. And it can sometimes get to a point where their lack of understanding for the path you're on can be working against you. Now, everything is circumstantial, so really just apply that message where it makes the most sense to you. But it's very important that you're mindful of what you're allowing to be inputted into your psyche as you're in this building season. And then right on the bottom of the deck, we have the World card. Now, the World card from this deck is all about obstacles. It can also speak about unfinished lessons. So it's like, you know what I'm getting from this? It's like here you are, stepping into this new timeline, into this new chapter of your life where you're going to be building this mini empire. But then there's other people here who haven't done all the work yet, and it's like they're expecting you to wait on them. What do we have at the solar plexus, please, Spirit? The Sun, Boon, Leo energy at the solar plexus. Yeah, Cancer, this is further reinforcing the messages that I'm getting with these three cards down here. The Sun card from this deck reads as Sun in reverse, okay? It's an energy that can't really focus on anything positive, and it's also an energy that can be stuck in some kind of depression. You know, this is really picking up on these outside energies, this influence. And I feel that if you're not mindful of this, this energy can become very overwhelming. It can cause you to start having these lingering doubts about the path you're on, right? And this can go quite deep, right? This can be seen as just being in energy that's low vibrational, and all of a sudden you start to feel that energy. You start to take it on, like you start to second guess yourself. You know, Cancer, something you need to understand is that when you're a high vibrational person or just focused on your path and building with the divine, you can't walk into a room and expect everybody's vibration to raise up to where you are, okay? Because you've done a lot of work to get yourself to that point. So now Think about all the work those people have to do to meet you on that vibration. But you have likely been in that vibration that they're in. So it's going to be a lot easier for your vibration to lower back down to where it once was to meet those people where they're at. Okay, so you need to look at these situations just like this, right? And of course, the simplest way of putting this is you are the sum of the 5 closest people to you. And this is very true. What do we have of the heart for Cancer, please? Wow. Okay, Queen of Cups, water energy, red in its shadow right there at the heart. So you are represented by the Queen of Cups here, but this Queen of Cups reads much differently than the Queen of Cups upright. This is further reinforcing what I said about them trying to bring out your shadow nature, right? The worst parts of you, because bringing out the best parts of you is too much of a threat to them. It's like they want you to be codependent on them. It's like they want you to not feel that sense of emotional security, King of Cups, because they know as soon as you reach that point in your life, it's over. You're gone, which can speak about what these energies may be getting from you. Yeah, they stand to lose something, Cancer, beyond just feeling slighted or maybe small in your presence. It's like they lose something else. You know, if this is speaking about individuals out there who are in situations where you're living with these people, then we can, of course, see how this could certainly come to pass. It says right here, fraud and misrepresentation. And I just heard, you know, I want the best for you. And I feel that that's them. It's like they're misrepresenting themselves. They don't want the best for you. They want what's best for them. And then we have the Two of Swords, Libra energy. I mean, this says it all. Breaking the circle, okay? And this is right here in the center of the reading. And we mentioned something about the divine saying to you, hey, you know, this is what we have for you. This is what you're dealing with. You need to decide. And the Two of Swords here, again, is asking you to make a decision. We've shown you the truth. We've shown you how these people really feel about you and what they get from you. So what are you going to do about it? What do we have at the throat, please, Spirit? Wow. 8 of Pentacles, Virgo energy at the throat. So we have a lot of pentacles clustered right here, Cancer. You have a lot to lose, and I don't even think you know this yet. All of this, I feel, is being arranged for you behind the scenes, let's just say, okay? Right here it says intellectual talent provides knowledge. So this is the divine providing you with knowledge regarding this situation or situations you're dealing with here, trying to show you another side of it, right? And it also says right there, God the teacher. So this is God giving you a little bit of insight into how life works, right? Some of the hard truths that you need to come to accept, Queen of Swords, to be able to step into this winning season of your life. And the 8 of Pentacles is an energy where you're going to be engaging with something here that is directly connected to your legacy, 10 of Pentacles. And then right on the bottom of the deck, we have the Star card. Now, the Star card from this deck is read as Star card upright, as opposed to the Star card from this deck, which was Star card in its shadow, in reverse. So now the miracle is actually coming to pass. And it's all a result of your inspired action and actually accepting the truth and listening to your intuition and your inner knowing. What do we have at the third eye, please, Spirit? Four of Pentacles, Capricorn energy at the third eye. Now, I feel that the Four of Pentacles here is really speaking about you releasing your grip on something. It's like you're finally letting go of certain outdated belief systems, environments, and people that, again, are not going to serve you in building this mini empire, right? And as we can see here on this Four of Pentacles, it looks like this angel is launching this person out of your life. It's like this individual that you're holding on to and vice versa is the deciding factor at this point. And again, this can also be a mindset. It can be a behavioral pattern. It could be anything that is not serving your highest good at this time. But this is absolutely necessary to be able to step into this King of Pentacles energy. And then right on the bottom of the deck, 10 of Cups. Now, we mentioned your higher self, right? Pleasing your higher self, making your higher self happy, right? Like your higher self is your coach, which it's really just an extension of you. And then look, there's your higher self. Here you are, and here's your inner child, right? See, the inner child is also being highlighted here because that can be directly connected to these situations, right? It's like you need to heal a part of your inner child to be able to extract yourself from these situations, which goes back to what we said in regards to releasing resentment and bitterness, right? That can be directly connected to the inner child. All right, what do we have at the crown to close this out for Cancer, please? Wow, look at that. 2 emperors in one spread. And I have repeated throughout this reading that you are building an empire. And sure enough, we get 2 emperors, further confirming what I'm saying to be true here. Now, I feel that the emperor, central to the reading, is the focal point. It's like that was the goal. And now we're getting it here at the very end, and it's like you've reached that space. And see how it's like he looks like he's a little aged? It's to say that you have been through a lot to get here, okay? And the aging side of it is really highlighting the wisdom more so than the physical appearance, right? It's just representing everything that you have learned on this path and how this is all well-deserved because you have taken all of these experiences, you've extracted all of the wisdom, you've listened to your inner knowing, and it's resulted in you building something very solid for yourself, very substantial, something that can last the ages. This is your legacy, and it's coming to pass. But there's certain actions, certain steps you're going to need to take to allow this to come through. Because as we've concluded, there are energies here that are working against you being able to do this. Whether they are consciously aware of this or not, which some of them may not be, right? It's just who they are. But either way, the only thing that matters is that you pinpoint this, you see it for what it is, and push forward on your path and not allow these energies to continue with this campaign any longer. So Cancer, I hope that you're able to take what you need from this reading to empower yourself to actually step forward into this new season of your life that is going to see you stepping into the first phase of building this mini empire. All right, Cancer, this is what I have for all of you. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. I would also like to thank all of you for all of your donations. I really appreciate it. I also have the memberships open on my channel where I upload additional readings each month if that's something you're interested in. And I also have my online store at PLUTOBEANstudio.com, which is entirely made up of things I have designed and created myself, if that's something that you would like to check out. But in closing, Cancer, I would like to know how this reading resonated with you. So drop me a heart and or a comment down below, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Take care.